Welcome to iPhone 101, Part 1 of the Technology series presented to you by the National Institute for Fitness and Sport. My name is Rebecca Kraus. I'm a NIFS Fitness Center Manager at one of our sites in Indianapolis, Indiana. A friendly reminder before we get started is that there are many versions of the iPhone out there today. So while I believe most of these things will be the same across the board, there is a chance that it will be different for your iPhone. If that's the case, just jot down a note and contact your fitness center manager or maybe a loved one to help you out. Now let's get started. Today we're going to talk about the basics, the physical features of your phone, powering your phone off and on. Then we'll talk about accessing apps and functions, different settings. We'll go into some security options like passcode and Touch ID. We'll touch on a few things that make using your phone a little bit easier, like reachability and multitasking. And then we'll talk about common functions and customizable settings. Let's talk about the physical features of your phone. So when you're holding your phone, looking at the screen, we're going to start at the top left. You'll find the mute button. This button slides forwards and backwards. When you slide that button forward, it means that your ringer volume is on a loud setting. So when you receive a text message, a phone call, you will be notified by the ringtone that you've set for that alert. Now, when you press that button back, you'll see a little sliver of red or orange. Some people like to argue that it's orange. You can decide. Either way, when you see that color there, it indicates that your phone is on a mute setting. So when you receive phone calls, text messages, your phone will not make any sound. Right below the mute button are your volume control buttons. There's two there, and these control your ring volume like we just talked about, and then also volumes when you're using certain apps. The top button increases the volume and the lower button lowers the volume. Okay, moving to the other side of your phone, the top right side is the power button. The power button controls turning your phone off and on. It's on the side for easy access. And you can also use this power button to put your phone in sleep mode, which just simply means that your phone is still turned on, but the screen is black, kind of like the picture shown here on the screen. Okay, next is the home button. The home button is that circle on the front of your screen. And the home button is used for device interaction. You can use the home button to turn your phone on from sleep mode. It's used to exit apps using a single tap, multitasking, and you also use this for the fingerprint scanner, which is part of the Touch ID security setting. And we'll talk about that later. We're going to talk about that power button we were just introduced to. So when you hold that power button in for 10 seconds, a screen will appear on your phone that looks like this. You can slide that power icon to the right to complete the power off and your phone will shut down. Now, if you did this by accident or you changed your mind, you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, you can cancel and you'll just simply tap that icon and your phone will stay turned on. You will have to put in your passcode if you cancel a power off. It's really recommended to power off your phone completely one time a week. Just kind of gives your phone a break, and you don't have to keep it off for hours, maybe a minute, and then turn it back on. This is similar to what's called a hard shutdown. So when your apps freeze or your phone isn't working properly, maybe it's just slow or things aren't working like they should and you can't figure it out, you can always try a hard shutdown. And that's simply just holding in that power button until your phone turns off and you come to this screen. All right, let's talk about powering your phone on. When you turn your phone on, you'll have to enter your passcode, and it looks like this screen. Now, I guess I should tell you how to power your phone on. You'll hold in that power button until the Apple icon appears on your screen, and then you'll come to the screen shown here, and the passcode is required, so you'll just punch in your passcode here. You cannot use your Touch ID when you're turning your phone on. You do have to use your passcode, so make sure you memorize that. Let's talk about the lock screen. Okay, the lock screen looks like the one shown here, and you can access your lock screen by hitting the home button or the power button briefly when your phone is in sleep mode. Shown on the lock screen, we're going to start at the top left of that screen. You can see your cellular service. So if your bars are completely full, that means you have the best service possible. Looks like I could use another bar. It also shows your carrier, and next to that, it looks kind of like a fan. That shows your Wi-Fi connection. It looks like I have a pretty good Wi-Fi connection right now because the fan is completely full. Moving across the top of the screen, you'll see your battery life as a percentage and a little battery icon. And when it's 100% full, that battery is 100% colored in. Now there's a couple of other icons up there, an alarm clock, which means that I have an alarm active and turned on. And then a little arrow, it kind of looks like a paper airplane, and that indicates that I have my location services on. Now, the lock screen does give you access to some things. You don't have full access to your entire phone, but you do have access to things like your control center, your notification center, and the camera. So to access your control center from the lock screen, you're going to swipe up from the bottom of the screen. To access the notification center, you're going to swipe down from the top of the screen or swipe right from the left of the screen. You can also access your camera from your lock screen. So say you see a bird when you're outside for a walk, you want to snap a picture really quick without having to put your passcode in and find your camera, you can simply swipe left from the right side of your screen and it will take you to your camera setting, and so you can take photos right away. You can, and when you access your camera that way, you can only see the photos taken at that time. So you don't have access to your full photo album. Your control center. The control center allows you to adjust certain settings and access certain applications that you might need to quickly do more than others. So you can access the control center from your lock screen or your home screen by swiping up, and then to close it out, you just drag that arrow at the top and slide down your screen. So let's talk about what some of these icons are and what these settings are. We'll start with airplane mode. It's a little airplane. It's kind of like going offline. So you don't have access to anything that requires data or Wi-Fi connection. You can still access your photos. You can still type up notes, just anything that doesn't require quote unquote internet or service connection. This indicates that your phone is using cellular data. This is the Wi-Fi icon or your Wi-Fi connection. So it's blue, so it's telling me that my Wi-Fi connection is on, so my phone is searching for a Wi-Fi connection. Next to that is your Bluetooth connection. My Bluetooth is it's on and ready to connect to any other device that is Bluetooth accessible. This is the rotation lock. So normally when we're looking at our phone and holding it upright, like shown here, and we turn it to say view a video or something, our screen view will adjust and it will rotate with the phone, making it easier to view. And there's certain circumstances that you would maybe not want that to happen, or maybe it's personal preference. And you can select the rotation lock, so that means your phone screen will not rotate when your phone rotates. This is the do not disturb icon, and this setting basically silences your phone. So it doesn't ring, it doesn't vibrate. It comes in handy when you're in a meeting or in a church service, anything like that where you don't want your phone to be disruptive in any way. You can turn this setting on, and you can turn it off manually. I like to use this towards the evening so that my phone doesn't make any ringtones or vibrating sounds while I'm sleeping. So I actually have it set on a schedule. I'll talk a little bit about that later on. Screen mirroring is used to mirror your phone. Whatever's on your phone screen will show on another device. So for instance, we'll say a smart TV, say you're together with the family and you want to show them all some pictures. Instead of having to show everybody at once and passing the phone around, you can simply share your screen or select the screen mirroring option, and you can show those pictures on the TV if the TV is Bluetooth capable. So it just depends on the device, but it's a pretty neat option if both devices are compatible. Moving up to the top, you can pull up your control center to quickly turn on some music or quickly change the song. This setting here is your screen brightness. So you can slide that icon up if you want to make your screen brighter, and to dim it down, you can always pull it down. Next to that is your volume of your phone. Same thing, increase the volume. You want to push that up and then slide your finger down to decrease the volume. This is the flashlight. The flashlight is here in the control center so that you have easy access to it should you be in a position where you need a flashlight and you don't have one. It really does come in handy. I use this feature all the time. Next is your timer. So if you need to pull up a timer real quickly, this is the best way to do it. You just pull up your control center and it's right there. And you tap to activate. I often use this with my personal training clients. So it's really nice to have it easily accessible. This is the calculator icon. You tap this icon and your calculator will be up and ready to use. And then here again is the camera icon. You can access your camera feature right from your control center. Okay, next we'll talk about the notification center. The notification center shows you notifications that you have missed. So if you have your phone setting across the room and you're receiving text messages, emails, news updates, if you aren't by your phone to tap those alerts and open them, they'll all show up in your notification center. To access your notification center from your lock screen, you swipe up from the middle of the screen and press the home button to make that notification center disappear. If you're accessing the notification center from your home screen, you're going to slide down from the top of the screen and then slide up or press home to exit the notification center. And also, I don't believe I said this, the notification center is handy because it puts all the notifications that you missed in one spot and you can check them all at once. So it's really a great way to make sure you don't miss anything, that you're not wanting to miss. Another feature on your phone is the Today's Summary. You may have seen this screen before or stumbled upon it accidentally. I hear that a lot. But the Today's Summary is accessible from your lock screen and your home screen. And on both of those screens, you swipe right from the left of the screen to open it, and to close it, you do just the opposite and swipe left. On here, you'll see apps that you have on your phone, like the weather, my maps, I have stocks on there. You can adjust these settings, but these are called widgets. You can see that word on the screen. And a widget is simply your application or program on your phone that you already have on your phone, and it's just updating live. And constantly updating, just like the weather. So if that changes, you don't have to go into your weather icon. You can just go into Today's Summary and it will show you. It'll also show you things like upcoming calendar events. It'll show you your reminders, the news, pretty much anything you want to access without having to log in or go in and open up the app. Now, let's talk about a couple of security settings, your passcode and Touch ID. So to set these up, you're going to go into your settings. From here, you'll find your passcode and Touch ID, tap that, and it'll come to the screen shown here. If you haven't set your passcode up yet, we'll go down to where it says turn passcode on. Mine says turn passcode off because I already have it set up. Now you'll select that and go through the prompts. And I will let you know that once you set your passcode up, you'll always have to enter your passcode to change your passcode if you want to change it. So keep that in mind. To turn on your passcode, you'll select Turn Passcode On, and then you can choose either a 4-digit passcode or a 6-digit passcode, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Or you can take it up a notch on the security level of your phone, and you can set up your Touch ID. So you'll simply follow the prompts to complete this setup, and it will make you do all angles of your fingerprint. Okay. You can add fingerprints. You can see on the screen there, I put my right thumb and my left thumb in there, and I know that my sisters, they have, you know, each other's thumbprints in there so they can easily access each other's phones. I'm not encouraging that by any means, but you can put different people's fingerprints in here or thumbprints. It can be any finger that you would like to use. Reachability and multitasking. These are settings or features of your phone that make using your iPhone simpler and easier. So let's talk about reachability mode first. Reachability mode allows you to use your thumb only. So what does that mean? Normally when we hold our phones, you know, we have the screen facing us and we can only reach the bottom half of the screen, but our apps are normally at the top of the screen. So if you double tap that home button, those apps will drop down and you're able to access those apps and tap those apps with your thumb without having to adjust your hold on the phone. On to multitasking. Multitasking allows you to switch back and forth between your open apps. When you press the home button twice, you access the multitasking mode, and your screen will look like this. What you're seeing is all of the apps that you have open, and you can swipe through them left and right to easily access the app that you want. It's easy to jump from app to app this way. So if you're working from a text message to an email, it's very simple to jump from those different applications. From here, you can also close out your apps very easily. You just swipe up and they close out, swipe up and they close out. This saves your battery life and it helps the storage of your phone. We'll go into a few handy settings. You can access your settings by tapping the icon shown at the upper left hand of my screen. That's the settings icon. You tap that and you'll go into a screen shown here towards the right. If you go down to general, you can access your software updates. You can adjust your date and time settings as well as the language setting on your phone. Now, how do you know when to update your phone? If you see the icon that I pointed out earlier, there's a red circle with a white number 2 in there. That's telling me that I have something like a software update, or I need to back my phone up, or maybe my backup failed, something like that. So you can see that on your home screen as an indication that there's something that needs to be done in your general settings. So you'll go into your general settings and it'll tell you exactly what it is that needs to be fixed or updated, etc. You can also adjust the display and brightness in your settings. So you'll find display and brightness, tap on that. And here you can adjust the screen brightness, the text size. So maybe you're having trouble reading your phone as is, you can increase the text size. There's a wide variety of text sizes you can choose from. You can also bold the text to make it even easier to see. And you can also zoom in, which is a really neat feature. Okay, let's talk about sounds and haptics. In your settings, you'll find the sound and haptics, tap on it, and it'll bring you to this page. Here you can adjust the sounds and also the vibration patterns for ringtones, text tones, new voicemails, alerts. You simply select the option you'd like to change, and those are shown on the screen there. And you can adjust the vibration pattern, and you can also adjust the ringtone for that specific alert. So if you would like all of your alerts to be the same ringtone, you can definitely do that. Or you can go in here and customize. So when you hear a certain ringtone, you know that you just received a new voicemail, and it might prompt you to check it. Let's talk about some of the fun things, like the pictures on your lock screen and home screen, or your wallpaper, if you will. So to change this and customize this, you can go into your settings, select wallpaper, and it'll bring you to the screen shown here. There's different variations you can choose from. So you can go into choose a new wallpaper, shown right above those two pictures there. Your iPhone comes equipped with different photos that you can use. Some of them are dynamic, where they move a little bit. They're stills, live photos, or you can choose a photo from your personal photo album and really make it yours. You can choose a different photo for your home screen, and your lock screen can be different, or they can be the same. And you'll be able to see that right below where it says choose a new wallpaper. Right now, I have the same picture for both my lock screen and my home screen. So if you have different photos for those, you'll be able to see that there before you close out. Next is adding new contacts and sharing contacts. So let's start with adding a contact. You simply tap the contacts icon shown at the top left of the screen. Select the add button, or it looks like a plus sign at the top right corner of the screen. When you pull that up, you'll see all the different information that needs to be added or that can be added, and you simply tap each section and start typing in the contact information for that person. Here in this area is where you can customize your contact with photos, ringtones, special text tones, things like that. So maybe you want your daughter or son to have a different ringtone from everybody else, so you make sure you don't miss their call, or you know it's them when they're calling. You can do that inside of their contact profile. Moving on to sharing. So when you want to share a contact with somebody, say you have the new resident's contact information in your phone and you want to share it with your neighbor so they can give them a call and welcome them. This is a very easy way, and it really minimizes error in accidentally writing down the wrong number or mishearing spelling, things like that. So you simply tap the contacts icon, find the contact that you wish to share, and once that contact profile is open, you'll see where it says share contact. You want to select that, and then you can choose the method in which you'd like to send that contact information. For instance, in a message or in an email. I use this mostly for sending contacts via a text message. So say someone sends you the new resident's contact information. We'll want to know how to easily add that contact that was sent to you right into your contact address book, if you will. So if someone shares a contact with you in your text messages, it'll come through and it'll look like this blue bar with the person's name and then their initials to the right. So I'm using the fitness center contact for my example. You'll simply tap or select that contact. Their contact profile will open up. Then you'll go down to where it says create new contact. And from here, you can choose to save that contact, or maybe it's a new number from somebody and you already have their contact in your address book. Then you can select update current contact. And again, from here, you can customize ringtones, and you can also change the name. So say someone sent you a name, but it's a nickname, or you have a nickname for that person, you can save it as whatever you'd like in your phone. You don't have to keep how it was sent to you. Let's talk about taking photos. So up at the top left is the camera icon. Now you can access the camera by tapping on that icon, and it's located all over the phone. It's located in your lock screen, in your control panel, or on your home screen, just like we talked about before, and sometimes it's accessible within different applications. Oh, excuse me. There's two different views or camera views that you can use. So the rear facing camera is the best quality, and that's the camera on the back of your phone. Or there's the front facing camera, otherwise known as selfie mode. So front facing camera is when you're looking at your phone screen. That's selfie mode. And there's a camera on the front there, the top left. And you can take a picture of maybe you and your friend when no one else is around to take a picture of you too. Accessing photos. Let's talk about accessing photos from your camera app. So after a photo is taken, it'll look like this here. And say you want to look at that photo right after you take it. You can see at the bottom left hand of the screen, there's a small picture there. That's the picture you took most recently. And you can tap that icon for a full screen view of that image. You can also access your photos from the photo icon shown right here. Locate the photo icon and tap to open up all of the photos on your phone. Normally it takes you to your camera roll, which is all of the pictures you've ever taken, or you can go into different albums. You can create albums. Your phone creates albums for you. It's really quite extraordinary. But you can access all of those by finding the photo icon and selecting it to open up. Now, what if you want to send one of those photos? You find the photo that you like, select that photo or touch that photo, tap the share icon found in the bottom left corner of the screen, the photo that you originally selected or that you just selected will be checked. And at this point, you can select multiple images to send at one time, or you can just stick with that one photo. This is where you will also choose the method in which you'd prefer to send the photos. For example, you want to send it in a text message or an email. That's the next step. And then you hit send, and your receiver will get your photos soon enough. Setting up Siri. This is a fun one. If you haven't set up Siri, this is one of the most entertaining and handy features on your phone. So let's talk about setting Siri up. Okay, you want to go into your settings. Then you'll find Siri and search. When you select Siri and search, you'll see the screen shown here. Yours might look different from mine. I have most of my settings already set up and turned on. But let's go through those, starting at the top. It says, listen for Hey Siri. I have that turned on. So when you say Hey Siri, Siri will come on to help you. Press the home button for Siri. So when you press your home button and hold for a few seconds, Siri will become available. I also have turned on the function or the feature that I can allow Siri access when my phone is locked. So if I have my phone locked and it's sitting across the kitchen and I have a question about how long do I bake chicken for, I can simply say, Hey Siri, how long do I cook chicken? And it'll answer me, or it'll pull up a recipe, etc. You can also say, Hey Siri, call mom. So that way I can ask her.
Calling mama.
There she is. Oh, how funny. Well, we won't talk to my mom today, but if that was picked up, you could hear Siri kick in. Okay, and the next thing to talk about is my information. So under my information, it says my name. That is my contact. So when you're setting Siri up and you set up my information, you're going to find your contact and you'll select that. Siri can talk to you by name. And so if Siri is pronouncing your name incorrectly, even though you have your information in there, you can prompt Siri to learn your name, and that's shown here on the screen to the left. You want to access Siri in whichever way that is for you. And then you say, what's my name? My name is pronounced Rebecca Krause. Siri says Rebecca Cross, or calls me Lauren or something way off. Then I just say, that's not how you pronounce my name. And then you just work with Siri on pronouncing your name correctly. So one of the fun things you can do with Siri. All right, next is downloading applications or apps. Downloading an app just means that you're installing an application or a program on your mobile device, on your iPhone, like Facebook or mobile banking. I'm going to play a little video of what downloading an app looks like. Okay, so you'll find the App Store right there. Select the first screen you come to, shows all of the applications that are trending. I'm going to download the National Institute for Fitness and Sport application. So I type that in, find it. If it's free, it'll say get. If there's a fee, it'll indicate so. Mine did not say get. It had a cloud with a down arrow in it. That's because I already had the NIFS application and I did delete it so that I could re-download it for this presentation. Once the app finishes downloading, you can select open and it'll bring you right into the app. After the application is downloaded, you can also access it from your home screen. And that's how you download an application. Okay, what happens when you need to get rid of an application? Whether you don't need it anymore or maybe you need to free up space, you can delete these apps. So let's talk about how to do that. You find the application that you wish to adjust on your home screen, and you're going to hold your finger down on that icon. When you do that, it looks like the phone screen shown here. I was trying to take a video to show how your apps kind of shake when you go to adjust them, but I just have this picture, so hopefully it will do. You can see they're kind of crooked. But from here, you can either delete by selecting delete or tapping the X, or you can move your applications around. You can also create folders for your apps. I have a social media folder, so if you have anything like that, news, weather, stocks, you can put them all in one folder in one location. And you do that by simply moving the app until it's right on top of another app, and then release your finger and it will create a folder. Okay, FaceTime. If you haven't used FaceTime yet, I hope you use FaceTime after this presentation because it's very handy and it's very easy to use. And it really allows you to communicate and see the people that maybe aren't physically close to you. And it's so much better. And you just get much more out of that than a simple phone call. So if you have an iPhone, take advantage of this FaceTime application. The FaceTime icon looks like the one on my top left there. It's green with a little recorder there, video recorder. And I have a video to show you how to access it. You simply locate that icon, select add, you find the contact of your choice, and you wait for that person to pick up. So let's see what that looks like on your phone. There's a FaceTime icon. Okay, I'm going to FaceTime the fitness center, which I already did that, but for the sake of this, I selected the add or the plus sign at the top, typed in the contact I wish to FaceTime, and there I am. Hi from Indianapolis, everybody. Just waiting for the fitness center to pick up. There they are. All right, and then you hit end to end the phone call or your FaceTime call. And that's it. It's as easy as that. Just a different button than a phone call. And last but not least, if you're having trouble finding any of the applications that we've talked about, any of the settings, any of the functions, you can use what's called a spotlight search. So I use this when maybe I'm not sure where that app is and I just keep overlooking it, or maybe I'm not sure if I deleted that app a long time ago. For whatever reason you might need it, you can access the Spotlight search by going into the Today's Summary screen that we talked about earlier. Up at the top of that screen, shown here, is a search bar. You simply type in what you're looking for, and the phone will be able to search and help you locate what you need. If you do not want to type in what you're searching for, you can see to the far right of that Spotlight search bar, there's a microphone. If you select that microphone, then you can simply speak into the phone what it is you're looking for, such as photos or accessibility, or any feature of your phone, any program, any application, and it'll pull up different options, whether it is on your phone or maybe it's in the App Store, and even it can even search the internet if you have good enough service or Wi-Fi connection. Okay. That is all for iPhone 101. I hope that you had some questions answered, possibly learned something new. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you join us for the next tech series brought to you by the National Institute for Fitness and Sport. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.